Alright, this has been a long time coming. I really wish this would have came in before I really got into the wall project, because it's been really hot. But basically what I have here in the back of the truck is a canopy for the Massey Ferguson. I'm going to get it out of the box here, go through the directions, or kind of take a look at what it needs to get put together, and we're going to get it on the tractor and try it out. You do buy one of these, it's pretty hard to get into, but if you pay attention to the box, there is a seam here that you can rip loose. Should make getting this thing out a little easier. It's not super heavy, but it's super hard to manage. By yourself. Pretty simple. I did get the fiberglass model. Just looking at it here, it matches the color of the tractor. It's got little red reflectors on the back. Pretty simple packaging. You've got basically the canopy. They've got an internal frame. Looks pretty simple. You pull this hardware box out here. Ooh, bug. Alright. So this should be pretty simple. This is going to be the rear. So 2 holes there. 2 holes there. And it looks like this is adjustable, so you can widen these or what have you. And then you've got bolt clamps here for this. I haven't seen any instructions yet. I'm sure there's some in here, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, you can bolt these up loosely. They've got a slot so this can move backwards and forwards. These rails will move in and out. So we'll get all this put together, take a measurement on the tractor, measure it, and see if we can get it up there on the ropes. If you have to, I'm one person, I may have to fold my ropes down to be able to get this on by myself. I'm just going to go ahead and fit all this together loosely, grab some tools. I'm going to go ahead and get these brackets mounted. Alright, and just real quick, basically bolt, you got 2 washers and a nut. This doesn't adjust a whole lot, so I'm going to go ahead and get this on. The main adjustment is going to be this spread. I'll get both these mounted and here take a measurement with a tape measure. That's always interesting. Not that this matters. It's just kind of cool. That washer during the manufacturing process has split. You can see it's lifted up there. Kind of cool. I'm going to use it anyway. I'm going to take these over to the ROPS and kind of see how they should be oriented. Okay, my ROPS is leaning back just a little bit, so I have to assume that right there is going to be the best position for them. I'm going to take these back off again. I just want to get all the parts together. So I can get this up there fairly easily. And this isn't going to be easy. Regardless. So it looks like we're short some washers. I don't think the washers are going to be super critical on this other one, so I'm going to use these for the slotted area. So these here actually have just a single hole and a slot. I'm going to use the washers where it matters less. And as it stands right now, looks like I got two extras of these. So slide those in the pocket. Get some of this out of the way. Not entirely sure where this would go. We'll figure that out later. There's already like an adhesive version of this. It's on the top of this. I guess that's the insulator. Ugh. The bugs out here today are terrible. So no instructions. I'm going to measure this. We're going to get the width. Try to get this thing mounted. What I'm guessing is probably going to be easiest is for me to go ahead and take these bars out. Go ahead and mount them on the tractor. Because ideally, I don't know if this is going to work, but single person install, I believe it's going to be easier for me to mount these, have these section of bar already on the tractor, and lift this up and set it down on there. I don't think I'll have to hold it a whole lot, and all I got to do is get one of these bolts in, it'll hold it on top of the tractor. But let me go ahead and take a measurement, get an idea where this is going to be, and I'll remove these and get them on the tractor real quick. Okay, we've got these removed, and basically you're taking out these, and I'm putting these in my pocket so that I've got them when I go to install it. This is going to get quite a bit lighter once I take these brackets out. These are pretty heavy, and this is what they look like. So now we've got to go over and get these kind of mounted on the tractor. I'll get them affixed to where they'll hold, and I can make some adjustments, and then we'll carry the top lid over and set it over top of these brackets. There's a good look at the brackets, what they look like. And these are the two screws that I just put in to get the bracket on there. They've got a little piece of angle iron welded on. You know, decent construction. Welds aren't super great, but they'll hold. I'm going to go over to the tractor and we're going to get these mounted. Alright, so we're going to get these mounted on the ROPS. There's probably several different ways that you can configure this. This is, let's see, if it got spun around, this would actually be on the other side on the interior. So I'm actually going to flip these around. Normally the way it came, it would have been like this. And again, you can move these from side to side. Ideally, I hope, I'm going to take a quick measurement. If I can get it on the outside, I'm going to put it on the outside. That'll give it the most strength and width to hold this on. But let me go take a quick measurement and make sure that's going to be possible. Okay, so you can kind of see here what I'm doing. I'm basically just holding the bracket up. I'm going to need to move that up and down and get it level. You want to make sure these tabs on the Massey, I would make sure that these are pointing to the inside, these holes. That'll give you the best chance of hopefully hitting one of those slots. I'm going to go ahead and get this one mounted. And I thought I had 2 extra bolts. There's not 2 extra bolts. I was forgetting to put this other bolt on. I've got just enough, maybe shorter washers, but I understand they may have done that intentionally for one of these, because these bolts do have the bite-in serrations. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on camera. You don't want to watch this thing, make sure you hold on to it. It's big enough to probably knock you out if you dropped it on your head. This is the best way I've found. You can hold this with one hand. Basically, you just kind of get it trapped in the U-joints. Get some hardware attached, and you can make some adjustments if needed. And it kind of locates like that. Just hand tighten this. Hopefully that'll hold it there till I'm ready. On this particular one, 19 millimeter is the size of these nuts. That may vary. I did get this from the Massey Ferguson dealer. I have to assume it's Massey Ferguson. I know the paint color matches. Anyway, we're gonna get this kind of snugged up just a little bit. I'll bring the top over and set it down and just loosely get it affixed up here. And then I can get it all level, and then I can actually tighten this thing down, and we'll see how it works. Okay, I got it on there. Having the box blade on the back, or a step, I don't recommend having the backhoe back there. But basically what I did is I stepped on that box blade, lifted it up, set this bracket on these rails. Then you can slide it forward without anything digging into your foam top or your fiberglass roof. So basically it looks good already. Definitely matches the tractor. It's the right size. I can already tell the seat's already shaded. I just need to push it up a little further. Get this bracket past this. I just want to move it up really, really slow. I'm probably going to try to get those back bolts in before I slide it all the way up. They're about that long, so I should be able to do that. And this is a little awkward. Get up here and do this. Should be real close. Yeah, and to give yourself room, you definitely want to have those tabs pointing in. I think it would probably still fit if they were pointing out. You know, I haven't found any instructions in the box, so hopefully this helps somebody else. But basically, the brackets go on the outside of the ROPS, obviously, and when you attach your brackets that attach to the top, you want to make sure that tab is facing inward and not outward. That'll give you the most room, most flexibility for getting this installed. Right now what I need to do is kind of center this up a little better. There's cut slots, and you can, get in between slots, and that will be an issue. So I'm just trying to line it up to where I'm not going to be in between slots, so I can get a screw in. And now it's attached, it can't fall. Now both sides of the brackets are in. There we go. Okay, now is when I really am going to have to move some things around. Obviously this one bracket here is pretty much already lined up. The other one I'm going to have to make some adjustments to. And this is just me. I'm trying to make sure that all my threaded areas go away from where my head would be. Not that, you know, your head should be up in here, other than right now when I'm assembling it. That should hold it. I'm going to have to do the same to the other side. Basically what I'm doing is I'm getting the canopy up above the ROPS. I don't want it touching the ROPS and possibly making noise. So this is progress. This is when you got all the bolts in. All I've got to do now is do some alignment, make it look pretty, and we should be done. At least with the install. We'll give it a try here in just a little bit after I get it aligned and tightened down. Alright, been making slow incremental adjustments. I've got the brackets solid. I have not connected up these top bolts. Also need to slide the whole thing over just maybe 1/4 of an inch. It's pretty unwieldy. Right now I'm probably about 45 minutes in. So I would say this probably takes a good hour, hour and a half to finish up. So if you're buying one of these, that's what you're looking at. Now by me, you know, I've never put on a canopy. I've taken a canopy off of like an excavator that had one already on it. But this is the first new one I've ever put on. So it does take a little bit of time, and it's kind of, this is a really small tractor. This is the 1720. I would imagine anything bigger than this, it would be a 2-person job. So if you got a tractor and it's a little bit larger, you know, make sure you got 2 people. This tractor, you can definitely do it with 1 person. Just using your head a little bit and keeping your assembly steps, basically where you're putting all the bracketry on, and can set the canopy on the bracketry. There's no way I could have lifted this up there with the brackets on it. It's just too heavy. But I'm going to keep bumping this over a little bit, and we're going to get the rest of these screws tightened up. Now that looks pretty close there. I'm going to get everything tight. I'll get a little bit of lean over on the left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push up just a little bit as I'm tightening the screws and get out that last 1/8 of an inch of droop that I have. More than likely, if it's not exactly perfect when I get done, I'll probably just leave it as is. Really, the intent of a canopy is to keep the shade down. We're going to get this out here in the yard just a minute here when I get done, and kind of do a review how good of a job that does. I'm not going to be too particular about it. It's really close now. Pushing that up should make it a little bit better. So far I'm really liking it. It's been up underneath it, up in the seat. It's, you know, basically it's blocking a lot of light. If you're fair skinned like me, or if you know you don't want a lot of heat on you while you're running this thing, I guess it's the next best thing to a cab, especially on a small tractor like this. But let me get these tightened up and we'll get this project finished up. Alright, as you can see, that's pretty on there. I'll get this pulled out, pull the camera off, take y'all with me. We'll take a quick stroll. I'll probably be able to notice pretty quick how much of a difference it makes. There's enough sun out right now, and it's already getting really hot. So this should tell me a lot, and we'll see how it goes. I'll pull the tractor out and give you all a ride. Alright, we're here. Let's give it a crank. I don't know how well this will come through on the camera, but this is pretty much well enclosing. The front of this I have to lean way up to reach, and it basically comes all the way to about right there, which is a good little bit of room, and I have quite a bit of side coverage. So this is just kind of where my head sits. This is what I'm seeing. The back, it does go back a little ways. I'm not really sure how far. One thing I just thought of, I don't have the back on right now, but when I get out there, I'm going to flip around the seat and just make sure that I still have headroom. I think I will. I'll probably have a good 1.5 to maybe 2 feet of headroom at the seating position I'm in now. And flipping over the seat, it raises it a few inches. So I'll check that out as well. Hopefully I'll be able to run the backhoe in the shade as an added benefit. The big thing I'm listening for here is when I start up, do I have any vibrations or any extra noises. I'm going to watch this. Actually, this is when the most vibration is going to happen. Okay, that was fairly still. Okay, on startup, very little shaking. Probably the bucket shook more than this did. Pretty happy with that. No extra noises. Really the only thing I heard was the box blade on the back, and that's because I don't have the turnbuckles tightened all the way up. Anyway, let me set the camera down for a second. I'm gonna flip the seat around, and we'll take some looks at what the tractor looks like out in the yard. Really happy with the shade. I'm sitting here outside, and normally if I had just done that, I would already feel the heat on my face. I'm out here now, and there's a little cool breeze blowing, and that sun's not shining down directly on me, and it makes a huge difference. I'm comfortable, and if you've ever been out on a piece of equipment and been uncomfortable, it's awful. So I think this is going to make a huge difference. I can already tell that at least this time of day it does. The only time I have concern is like right at the beginning of the day if there's not clouds, or right at the end of the day. You know, obviously the sun is on the horizon shining in. There's nothing a canopy is going to do, but you know, that's only an hour or two during the day. But this should keep the sun off. Just kind of give you an idea. If you get one of these, obviously it makes it impossible to difficult to fold this down. I guess it would still fold down. I don't know if it hit. I'm not going to try it. But just keep that in mind if you're going to buy one. I leave this ROPS on all the time. I've got this screwed tight. I don't like the vibration that happens when you have this loose. Okay, let me jump off, and I'll reset the camera, and we'll test out the seat theory and whether we're going to get some shade when we're backhoeing. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get back here without the backhoe back there, but I'm gonna make an attempt without killing myself. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice. I can't measure that, but you can see it on camera. I've still got quite a bit of room. Still got room to take my hat off. So that's pretty cool. Let me re-angle the camera where you can kind of see that. But yeah, as soon as you lean back about right here, you know, my eyes are seeing a lot less sunlight, which is good. I've got plenty of room. Run my backhoe back here without any issues. You know, obviously this is here, and most people don't hit this. And the canopy is up above that, so plenty of room. There's plenty of shade. Basically, I got my arms all the way extended, my back is against the seat, and my fingertips hang out over the canopy. So plenty of shade. I guess my head is almost directly in the center of the canopy. So that worked out really well. A lot more shade than I thought while backhoeing. So that's good news. Okay, I'll give you a couple of shots. Probably what everybody's been waiting for is, what does this thing look as a final product? I'm not going to put the backhoe on. I don't think there's going to be any issue. The backhoe rests way out here. But it'll give you an idea of what this looks like on the tractor, at least with the front end loader. Just looking at it as I walk back up from the shop, it looks really good. The colors is a match for the Massey. And before we end this video, I'll run over to that box and see if we can find any info on it. So I've still got the seat spun around, but you can see it's got reflectors. It's got amber on the front and red on the back. I have to assume if that's not a factory lid, it's a awful good shot at one. I'm guessing it's going to be factory, but we'll see. The only thing that I question is the brackets. If you notice the brackets, it's not that they're bad. They're just a little rougher finish than most of the other stuff on the Massey tractor. You can kind of see the, you know, the paint runs and that kind of thing. And I'll give you all a good shot of up underneath what it looks like. It's just fiberglass. It's got this. I have to assume that the piece of foam that was included was just there to protect this from getting beat up by the hardware. So I haven't done anything with it. This is a shot from the back. You can kind of see you got plenty of room there. And then from this side, like I say, it goes out past the steering wheel, so you got plenty of shade. Let's go over and take a look at that box. I don't really see anything identifying. I don't see part numbers. That may be some kind of clue if somebody's got an idea of where that may be from. I don't see any Massey logos. So from my experience, typically AGCO's really good about labeling their boxes, and there's not one on this one anywhere. So I have to assume this is probably aftermarket. But aftermarket or not, I know that Massey does make a lid for these. However, that one's a really good match. The red is the exact color as the rest of the tractor. Anyway, I hope you like the videos. Again, with a 19mm wrench and ratchet, you can throw one of these on if you've got a GC1720. Takes about, I don't know, you probably can do it if you have two people, you can probably do it in 30 minutes. If you don't, it may take up to an hour and a half if you're taking your time. Well worth it though. I think I'm going to really like it. And I've got a lot of tractor work to do this weekend. And that's going to make it a lot easier to get out and get this box blading done. Anyway, I hope you like the videos, and we'll see you on the next one.